What's up, Leo? This is going to be your money reading November 2021. Holler at your boy for one-on-one reading. All my website links are below. Excuse me, dear Leo, as I adjust my camera setup. Give me 1 second. Hope you guys are doing well. We have Venus and Sagittarius here until November 5th, and then we're going to have that move into Scorpio, Leo, which is obviously going to affect, not only just you, but all of us. But it's going to be really revealing, Venus, love and relationships, love and money, desire. It's going to be really revealing what we want out of life, out of ourselves, out of our experiences, what weight we're holding, what value we're holding and carrying, and what our exchange rates are, is what I've been talking about as of late. For instance, are you putting off your happiness for some understanding in a relationship where the other person isn't playing by the same rules, isn't using logic and reason? In which case you're lowering your value, you're losing money on your investment, you're paying all the costs of the exchange rate to exchange your happiness for anger, for misunderstanding, for confusion, things of that nature. Okay, so point being, as far as money and value and self-worth and abundance, that's a frequency that you're going to want to tune into. That comes from your breath, your breathing, your state of being. That comes from putting down all the rules and regulations that you've been taught. And it takes time, it takes practice, but what's faster than it taking time is remembering that you're always tapped into source, here and now, which is outside of space and time. And so if you could kind of keep on dipping into that pool, then you become somebody who has infinite time, infinite space, because you're no longer playing within the parameters of a rigged game, a rigged system that's not in the favor of an individual. But that if you are not collapsed into a particle, but you remain in this potential, meaning you're an object in motion, stays in motion, you're in this wavelength, and that wavelength in and of itself is tuned into itself, which is abundance, source, infinity, eternity, then you're constantly in a state of magnetizing wealth and abundance. That's how when, someone who has a mansion, $1 million, whatever, and then they jump off a building and they kill themselves or whatever because they're not fulfilled within. So that abundance, that self-worth, that value starts within first and foremost, Leo. Speaking of self-worth, a lot of emotionality is going to be tied in the month of November, if not just as a whole in general. 9 is about independence. Cups are about emotional happiness, joy. 9 of Cups is basically emotional independence. Satisfactory kind of stance and position of how you've conducted yourself this past year. Not necessarily how you portrayed yourself, because you could portray anything. You could portray yourself to be happy, rich, famous, secure, whatever, but then inside you're like a rotten apple to the core. So this is all about real, true, and with Venus going into Sagittarius after the 5th of November, that's going to be revealed, where you are truly at within yourself, within your emotional well-being, peace, how much you've been giving value to this emotional self-prioritization. And if you haven't been working on that this year, then now's the time as good as any to start to, evaluate and give yourself a high value estimation by investing, resources into your own emotional well-being, not trading that in just for anything. Okay, we're going to keep these short and sweet, by the way, because we have a lot to cover. Page of Wands in the reverse is staying present. It's following your heart, keeping in mind what you truly care about, what you truly value, and not projecting those values onto other people. Because, say for instance, I value communication, but the person I'm with doesn't value communication. They don't value being on the same page. They value another methodology, another system. Maybe they value actions speaking louder than words, whereas you value more so the state of being, the quality time, things of that nature. So there's going to be a mismatch. So what you want to do is no longer make it your work, your job to project your value system onto other people. You're not here to raise or train people or teach them. People are going to speak to what they value. If you don't value what they value, or if they don't value what you value, no reason in degrading or lowering your value system or your self-worth, your happiness, in exchange for anger to try to signal to them, hey, we're not on the same page. I value being on the same page, where they keep on showing you that they're not that person. So don't try to make them that person. Don't try to put your value systems on others. Don't exchange your happiness for the relationship. Don't exchange your happiness for something that is reliant outside of yourself. That's probably one of the number one rules and lessons that we need to remind ourselves, and deprogram ourselves, defrag ourselves from this cultural conditioning that basically taught us completely wrong and incorrect. Okay? So Leo, we're going to talk a little bit more about this Ace of Pentacles, this new opportunity, this new offer on part 2 of the Patreon. I appreciate your patronage. It's only $3 a month for part 2. You're not only helping me, you're helping the world, you're helping the planet, you're helping us increase the frequency, uplift the vibration. You're allowing me, you're showing me, you're basically voting for your dollar. You're telling me, yes, keep on doing this. Yes, we believe in you. Yes, we cheer you on. We're cheering you on. We're in your corner. We're on your side. We believe in your message. We believe in your product. We believe in the tarot. We believe in its esoteric, cosmological, relational connections with astrology and the planets, the zodiac signs, and how we're all interconnected, and how ultimately it points to self-empowerment through breath, through presence, through maintaining our own levels and not projecting our journey onto other people. When you buy that Patreon subscription, you're voting for all that good stuff, not only in my life, but in your life and the lives of everyone around. You're basically voting for abundance. So, vote for that, and, hop over to Patreon for part 2, and we're going to keep this train rolling. I appreciate your guys' viewership, like, share, follow, subscriptions, here and on all other social media outlets. And holla at your boy. See you on the other side. Part 2 on Patreon, only $3 a month. And you get reduced reading rates if you ever want a one-on-one reading, live video, phone, chat, messenger, email, FaceTime, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Holla at your boy. Peace. Patreon, part 2.